I'm keeping.
Stand up, Chrono Tiger!
What's up, guys? Team Remains here, and a friend of mine, Ebro, will be doing the deck profile because he loves this deck.
Oh, that was the point. It was supposed to be fucking retarded. I actually like the Chronofang deck a lot. I'm doing it for Rucker. I've never met Rucker, but he has the deck and he has a bunch of SPs, so I was like, yeah, I'm friends with him on Facebook, I guess, sure. But anyway, so this is the Chronofang deck, so obviously we're running the Chronofang start off. So if you don't know what he does... Oh yeah, we run idea... No, shut up. Alright, so if you don't know what he does, it's Counterblast 1, put him into the soul. When a card from your opponent's side of the field is put into their deck, you can throw him, you can pay his cost, and then you grab a card in your bind zone, call it, and it gets 4K. It's really good because Chronofang does spin a good amount of cards. I mean, Chronofang G spins a card, buying time, etc. He adds to Soul, which is very important because all of your cards cost a fucking Soul Blast. And he also gives a Power Boost, which Power Boost is always nice. So starting off with the 3s. For Chrono Keck Tiger.
He becomes G-Bird.
SP because, I don't know, I guess he's a money horse. Is he a bigger money horse than you, Brian?
Yeah.
I mean, when you have money, might as well. If you don't know what he does, Generation Break 2, you can throw a card into the bind zone and you stride. Easy. When you pay the cost of stride, it gets grade +3 and goes to the bind zone. His other skill is when you ride him, you can get a card from your hand, throw it into the bind zone, choose one of your opponent's card, it goes back to the deck and they can get a card of -2 grades.
That card's lame.
Yeah, it's a pretty bad card.
Yeah, you're right.
2, Chronofang G. His skill, Vanguard or Rearguard, Generation Break 1. When he attacks, Soul Blast 1, bind one of your cards. If you do, choose a card in the same column as him on your opponent's side of the field and put it back in their deck. So he just feeds your bind zone and he puts back cards from your opponent's side of the field, which also triggers some of your abilities. And then he runs the Mega Blaster. It adds a card to Soul and you can Soul Blast to make it a grade 0, so it's just more time leap shenanigans.
And if you ride it, you can Mega Blast with it.
You never want to ride him.
No, it's Vanarreer. Yeah, it's Vanarreer.
What? The Mega Blast is Vanarreer?
Yeah, most Mega Blasts are Vanarreer.
That's busted!
No, it's
That's
not.
insane.
Steel Vampire is a better one.
Steel Vampire is the best one. So starting with the 2s, History Maker. I personally like Clock Fencer, but I can understand why you would run History Maker. He has more. He can build up his bind zone during the battle phase and add more attacks before he goes in with his bosses. I know. I'm not gonna talk about a really good card, okay? So if you don't know what History Maker does, when he attacks Counterblast 1, you can choose one of your cards and time leap. Do you want me to talk about it? All right, then stop.
I have one over there.
This is a really good card. That's my opinion.
The entire world now thinks you're a scrub.
Yeah, you're right. 3 of the new grade 2 from the set for Chronofang is Nani, because everyone questions when he comes out of the bind zone.
Nandeska!
His skill is for every card in the bind zone, he gets 1K. Then, if he is in the bind zone, Generation Break 1, you can at the end of the battle, a grade 4 with Chronofang in his name attacks. You can Soul Blast 1 and call him. So you basically just get more attacks with him. 2 upstreams, it allows you to go into your grade 1s, that's about it. He swings for 13. When he attacks, he gets 4K, and then he goes back into the deck and you can grab a grade 1. New bitch from the set, rare. When she's called, you can choose a card on your field, bind it. If you do, she gets 3K and boost. Basically allows you to change your, to have a grade 2 option if you want to time leap your 1s and still be able to boost for bigger power. It makes basically a it would make the History Maker column 21. So you'd have a power column and then get an extra attack with History Maker. It also feeds your bind zone, which is the majority of what you want to do in this deck. And 1 Mudar, you said because he had a space for it?
Yeah, the space for it.
Skill is when he's in the bind zone, Soul Blast 1, call him out, he gets 2K. Then his other skill, when he hits, you can put him into the bind zone, Soul Charge 1, and time leap a card. Most of the skills are Generation Break, so if I haven't said Generation Break, I apologize. He's not Generation Break.
Oh, he needs the card in the bind zone.
No, well, he needs Chronofang in the Vanguard. 1 Quintet Wall, because it binds cards. And it's also a 1-hand guard for a counterblast, which is not bad.
And you return cards.
And you do return cards to your deck.
It's actually a really good Quintet wall.
Most quintet walls are pretty okay. The new ones. At
The
least.
new ones are, ever since that set. The
Yes.
old ones are
Especially the idea.
3
of
Arlums.
one.
I guess he wants to unflip. He does counterblast quite a bit because he does have the quintet wall and history maker, so I could see this getting counterblast heavy, especially with Chrono Tiger. And I think that's it. Outside of the strides, obviously. But yeah, Arlum's good PG, really expensive, good PG. 3 Melums allows you to go into your zeros, which is just for more time, leaving more binding shenanigans, especially when you see the actual zeros. She swings for 11 for Generation Break 1 and also goes back into the deck. I'm just turboing through the deck, the thing, I don't really care. 3 Stride Enablers, I don't quite understand why he runs 3. I would
run 7 grade 3s.
You need to stride once, that's it. You can pitch a 2 and a 1 and it won't kill you. If you pitch 3 once, you're gonna lose that game. Stride Enabler, that's about it. Bara, I think that's her name. If she's her skill is if you have a Chronofang Vanguard, Generation Break 1, you can counterblast 1, call her from the bind zone, and she will. She's a Danish. I pick one of your cards, it goes down 1 grade.
She's a Danish?
Yeah, she's a Danish clone.
That's delicious.
Pretty good. Shut up. Zoran would eat her.
No, but I like actual Danishes because girls
Lucina
aren't
Bell,
real.
her skill is almost. It's actually kind of funny with this girl because she can go 2 goes into a grade 1, and then Lucina Bell's skill is when she goes into the bind zone from rear guard circle, put that card to the bottom. You put a grade 1 or less to the bottom of the deck. So it's more time leap shenanigans and more manipulation of your opponent's board. And the triggers, 2 draws because he goes into the soul, and the power boost is nice with upstream and some other cards, especially if he doesn't run that card. Never mind. So 2 draw triggers. The damage draw helps. Checking the draw also helps because you can pitch any card to strike, so you can kind of guard off a lot of things, but you don't have a lot of like hands. And you do trade your field for your bind zone shenanigans, so you lose resource. You can lose resources kind of quick if you're reckless.
Man, that card's really good against Aquaforce.
It's the best card against Aquaforce.
Draw trigger.
Man, damaging
And
any trigger, right?
And a heal trigger especially. Please get salty.
Odor Water. You should know what he does. Generation Break 1. When it's sent from rear guard to the bind zone, you can put it back in your deck, draw 2, put 1 card from your hand back in the deck, and shuffle. Really good for time leap shenanigans and more bind leap shenanigans, I guess I'll call it. Chronofang's new crit. Unlike the Heartbreaker crits, it's not when the Vanguard swings, it throws itself into the soul. It's when it's sent to the bind zone, you can put it into the soul, give 5k to your Vanguard, and draw. You do need a Chronofang Vanguard to use this. It's to feel your soul. It actually helps a lot. While Overwatch is really good because it goes back into the deck, the crit's really good because it goes into the soul, and it gives more power to your Vanguard, which is always nice.
You don't have any more Chronofang stuff?
And then more crits because my opponent deserved that damage. And then 4 Zodiac Time Beast heals because they're not worthy of a Uru. I don't know, it just heals. You want a G guard.
But that heals cute too.
Actually,
You're cute, Zorn.
Oh, thanks, Mom.
And then for the G zone,
we have 1.
4 Chrono Tiger Rebellion, 1 SP, because he's worth it. If you don't know what he does,
to be 4 SP.
Soon to be 4 SP. If you don't know what he does, when he attacks, you can
Yeah, you do?
Soul Blast 1. Choose a card on your in your field, bind it, choose a card from your hand, bind it, G flip. Chrono Tiger Rebellion. He gets 5k continuous 5k for every card for every 2 cards in the bind zone he gets 5k. Then Generation Break 3 or 2? Is it 2? Generation Break 2.
He gains a turn and a nice drive check.
Sorry, let me rephrase it. When you stride into him, he has continuous for every 2 cards in the bind zone, he gets 5k. Then if you pay his cost, his cost is at Generation Break 2, Soul Blast 1, bind a card from your field, bind a card from your hand, G flip. He gets a quad drive and a crit. So he's basically the finisher of the deck.
He's a Grand Gallop and X-Tiger.
A better Grand Gallop, because he's also the best stride in Deep Police. He can get ridiculously huge. I remember I was playing online with him against Token Rambu, and they were like, new G-Guard, minus 10k, and I was like, that's cool, I'm 51 now. And then they were like, well, And then they try to 3 to pass me and I hit the 3 to pass. Yeah, I was playing online. It is now, sort of.
Cool. You got really good support.
He also binds cards and he revolves around you having cards to bind zone. That's why you want to have a fat bind zone.
Invalidated X.
Oh, Invalidated Excalibur beats the shit out of Narukami. I just had to establish that. 4 Bind Time Dragon, retardedly good card. If you don't know what he does, Generation Break 2, Counter Blast 2, Soul Blast 1. Yeah, no, really hefty cost. G Flip. Bind 1 or more rear guards. If you do, you spin one of your opponents. Your opponent chooses a rear guard and puts it back into the deck for every card in your bind zone. And then you get 10k in the crate. And then if you're on a Gear Beast Art, which Chronofang is, you So Charge 2, Unflip 2.
I took out one of these.
So he's really good because he's massive board wipe, as well as a really big power. I think people really underestimate how fat Vanguards can really hurt, and he does have a crit, just like Rebellion. So they have to guard him, they have to lose their board, and then next turn they have to invest in a board to either deal with a second one of him or to deal with Rebellion if they fail to kill.
It's never been like that.
We're gonna go
2 Warp Drive to get Generation Break 2. His skill is Counter Blast 1, Soul Blast 1, flip anything in the G zone. For every face of Warp Drive, you time leave a card. For every card you time leave, you can spin a card of that grade or lower. So if I time leave 1, I spin a grade 1 or less. If I time leave 2 cards, I spin a grade 2 or less, so on and so forth. He's really good. Also enables Chrono Tiger.
You don't have any more grade 2s?
It's just mostly for Generation Break 2 and to speed up your deck with your time leap abilities. And then one of the on hit, if you don't know what it does, the new on hit is when it hits, bind the top card of your deck, and then you can add a card from the bind zone and then choose a card from your hand and throw it into the bind zone. So it's just more bind zone manipulation. You do have a card that you do have 4 cards in this deck that want to be in the bind zone. I'll just give you an example of one. One of the Colossus, guard restrict. When he attacks, Counter Blast 1, choose a card from your field, put it at the bottom of your deck. Your opponent cannot guard with, your opponent loses that same card from the same grade, and they can't guard with that grade. So if you choose a grade 2, they can't guard with grade 2s. If you choose a grade 1, they can't guard with grade 1s. A 0, so on and so forth. It's really good. You can screw over your opponent.
What's up?
4 G guards, 2 of them are Ururu because she puts cards back in the deck and is the best G guard in the game. If you don't know what she does, choose a trigger and a non-trigger, put it at the bottom of your deck, you get plus 5k shield. So she's a 20k guard. Wonderfana, when she is put into the Guardian Circle, choose one of your cards in the field, put it at the bottom of your deck. If you do search for a grade 0, call it out, and she gets plus 10k shield.
30, 35 in Rebellion.
And then 1 Chimera, when you G-Guard with this, Counter Blast 1, your opponent chooses a card in their back row and puts it at the bottom of your deck. It can really screw up a lot of people if they're not paying attention. I've played a lot of people where they just have 1 grade 1, they swing in and I go Chimera, they lose their grade 1 and they completely mess them up. So I'm going to show you a little bit of some like plays you can do with the deck. That's why I turbo through the deck profile. So anyway, let's say you're on Rebellion and you have
Per trial? So I can just buy one.
No, you get 2. Yeah, you're right.
History Maker. You called out Nani. I'm just gonna show him some like plays.
You message record?
You had this in the bind zone.
I'll just grab it.
Nice. This in the bind zone. And sure, that's it. I'll just grab a random booster. Melon, she's pretty. And then the rest of your bind zone's right there. Sure. Alright, we'll use that card instead.
She's really good.
Yeah, sure, it's okay. So let's say you have like... Actually, you don't even need a grade 1. Fuck it. Let's say you have 5 cards in the bind zone. Here you go. You can use her skill, Counter Blast 1, call her out, you spin one of their cards down 1 grade. Then you can swing with 90 for like, what is it? It's 13. History Maker for 16, time leap this. into
Chronofang
G. Swing Chronofang G, bind this, spin one of their cards again. Rebellion, bind this, and a card from your hand. So put another card here. You check 4 cards, and you're a sack, so you're amazing. And then you go Soul Blast 1, and call out Nani, and then you get, it was 13 before, remember? So 13 before, you had now added 1, 2, 3 more cards to the bind zone, so it went from 13 to 16.
I love this card.
So he's kind of your, like one of your, he makes your plays a lot stronger. I remember I've won on Warp Drive because of this card. So then putting this back. I mixed it up, I apologize, Rooker. I mixed up your cards, I apologize.
No,
I was just trying to show
No, it's fine.
off stuff. And then, that's fine, this back, put this back, and then I'll show off stuff with like Chrono Tiger real quick.
I'm sure everything you're showing off would be really cool if you knew what you were doing.
I know more than you, Ben.
For that deck, maybe.
Yeah. For a Chrono Jet, I don't know shit. You're right.
But anyone can play Chrono Jet.
It's true. Anybody can play
Yo, Egan plays Chrono Jet. The
Yeah,
best.
Egan plays Chrono Jet.
Egan plays Chrono Jet the best.
I'm gonna be the only one running this though.
No, I've seen a lot of people in Japan run it.
Yeah, a lot of people in Japan are fucking not good at this game.
Oh, you can just, you can do
You're
that.
right. I guess you're Japanese then.
I guess I'm
You're fucked.
Japanese then.
You can do something like that. Wow.
That's
Hey, stop being mean to Ben. So you can go
Yeah, I'm
like,
not Gerald.
fuck, you got it. Mellum into the stand trigger, and then you swing in, bind time, bind the stand trigger, bind Nani, draw your cards, Chrono Tiger. Let's say you have grade 1 in the bind zone. Call out, it gets plus 4K. You give all your triggers here at the end of the battle. You do that. And then you can swing with Nani again, swing with History Maker, time leap into a grade 3, and then you save your Nani for your next plays into the bind zone. You fill up your soul with bind time, you get rid of their board, and you attacked, what was it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times? It's not bad, that's just me grabbing cards and throwing them on the field, but even like trying.
Almost as if you were turning them sideways to win.
Yeah, I play like Aquaforce where I only turn cards sideways to win. Okay,
Anything else?
that's it. That's all I'm really gonna show.
Alright guys, that's Team Movements and that's the Chronofang deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed and we're signing off. Woo!